There are few moments more confusing than seeing a message from someone you thought was gone forever. Maybe it's been 3 months, maybe 6, maybe even a year. You spent weeks checking your phone, wondering if they'd ever reach out. At first, every notification made your heart race. Then eventually, life started moving again. You stopped expecting their name to appear on your screen. And then one day, it does. Suddenly you're asking yourself 100 questions. Why now? Do they miss me? Have they changed their mind? Do they want me back? The truth is, there isn't just one answer. People come back for many different reasons. Some are healthy, some are selfish, some don't even fully understand why they reached out themselves. Today, we're going to break down the psychology behind why an ex often returns months later, and how to tell the difference between someone who simply came back and someone who's actually ready to build something better. One of the biggest misunderstandings after a breakup is believing that if someone truly loved you, they'd come back within days. That's usually not how emotions work. Immediately after ending a relationship, the person who initiated the breakup often experiences something psychologists sometimes refer to as relief. That doesn't necessarily mean they're happy the relationship ended forever. It means the pressure, uncertainty, arguments, or emotional conflict that led to the breakup has finally stopped. During this stage, they're usually focused on convincing themselves they made the right decision. They're distracted. They're busy. They're trying to adapt to a completely different life, which means they're often not processing the loss in the same way the person who was left behind is. Ironically, this is why the person who got broken up with often hurts the most in the beginning, while the person who ended it may not fully feel the absence until much later. As weeks turn into months, emotions naturally settle. The arguments aren't fresh anymore. The frustrations fade. The little things that annoyed them become less important. Instead, the brain starts remembering the highlights, the vacations, the inside jokes, the late-night conversations, the feeling of having someone who understood them. This doesn't mean they've forgotten why the relationship ended. It simply means emotional distance changes what the mind focuses on. It's something almost everyone experiences. That's why people sometimes become nostalgic about jobs they hated, schools they couldn't wait to leave, or places they complained about constantly. Distance softens emotion. Relationships aren't any different. Sometimes, they're simply curious. Humans naturally wonder about people who once played a major role in their lives. They might ask themselves, I wonder how they're doing. Are they dating someone? Did they move on? That curiosity alone can be enough to send a message, not because they necessarily want another relationship, but because unanswered questions tend to stay in our minds. This is one reason why receiving a message doesn't automatically mean reconciliation. Curiosity is powerful, but curiosity alone isn't commitment. During the relationship, your presence became normal. Daily texts, good morning messages, phone calls, sharing memes, talking about your day. These things slowly become part of someone's routine. When the relationship first ends, those missing pieces are often overshadowed by relief or distraction. Months later, those routines are gone. Birthdays feel different. Weekends feel quieter. Certain songs bring back memories. They realize they haven't laughed with you in a long time. Sometimes they don't truly understand what your presence meant until they've lived without it. Now here's where things become important. Missing someone and feeling lonely are not the same thing. Loneliness can convince people they miss a specific person when what they actually miss is having someone. That's why it's important to look beyond the first message. Ask yourself, are they asking meaningful questions? Are they taking responsibility? Are they making consistent effort? Or are they only reaching out late at night? Only when they're bored? Only after another relationship ended? Actions always reveal more than words. Sometimes people genuinely grow. Time has a way of teaching lessons that conversations never could. Maybe they realized they were emotionally unavailable. Maybe they finally addressed personal issues. Maybe they matured. Maybe they experienced life without you and understood what they lost. Growth happens. People absolutely can change. But here's the important part. Real change is visible. It's consistent. It isn't announced. Anyone can say, "I've changed." The real question is, can you see it? Yes. Sometimes regret is real. Sometimes people genuinely believe leaving was a mistake. Maybe they thought the grass would be greener. Maybe they underestimated how difficult dating would be. Maybe they realized the problems were solvable. Regret happens. But even then, regret alone isn't enough. Healthy relationships aren't rebuilt because someone feels guilty. They're rebuilt because both people are willing to create something different than what existed before. Otherwise, the same relationship usually produces the same ending. If your ex comes back, don't immediately assume it's your happy ending. Don't immediately assume it's manipulation either. Stay calm. Ask questions. Watch their actions. Consistency matters far more than emotional messages. Someone who truly wants another chance usually shows it over time. They communicate. They make plans. They invest effort. They don't disappear again after 3 days. The biggest mistake isn't responding. The biggest mistake is abandoning all the growth you achieved while they were gone. Many people spend months rebuilding themselves. They reconnect with friends, develop hobbies, improve their confidence, start healing. Then the moment an ex returns, everything revolves around that person again. Don't lose yourself trying to recreate the past. If they come back, let them meet the stronger version of you, not the version that spent every day waiting. Instead of asking, "Why did they come back?" try asking something much more important. If they stayed this time, would the relationship actually be healthy? That's the question that matters. Because sometimes people return, but the problems return with them. Other times, two people truly have grown. The only way to know is through patience, not assumptions, not hope. Consistency. If your ex came back months later, don't panic. Don't celebrate too quickly, and don't ignore it either. See it for what it is, a new piece of information, nothing more. The message itself doesn't tell you everything. What happens after that message does. The healthiest relationships aren't built because someone finally texted. They're built because two people consistently choose each other, communicate honestly, and solve problems together. Whether your ex comes back or not, your happiness should never depend on someone else's decision. Keep building your own life. Keep growing. Because if they return, you'll be in a better place to decide whether they're truly right for your future. And if they never do, you'll already be creating a life that's worth living anyway. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Someone can genuinely miss you without actually wanting a relationship with you. At first, that sounds impossible. If they miss you, wouldn't they naturally want to get back together? Not always. Think about someone who moves away from their hometown. They might miss the restaurants they grew up with. They might miss old friends. They might miss the comfort of being there. But that doesn't necessarily mean they want to move back. Relationships can work the same way. An ex may miss the familiarity of your conversations. They may miss having someone who understood them. They may miss your sense of humor, your support, or the comfort of knowing you were always there. Those feelings are real. But missing those experiences isn't always the same as wanting to rebuild a partnership. That's why it's important not to confuse emotion with intention. The healthiest way to look at someone coming back is this: they're reaching out because something made them think about me. That's all you know. Everything else still has to be discovered through time. Timing is one of the most overlooked parts of relationships. Sometimes two people truly care about each other, but they're in completely different stages of life. One person is focused on their career. The other wants commitment. One person is emotionally available. The other is overwhelmed by personal struggles. Months later, those circumstances can change. Someone who wasn't ready before may genuinely be in a healthier place now. Of course, timing shouldn't become an excuse for repeated cycles of breaking up and coming back. But it's worth remembering that people aren't frozen in time. Life changes us. Experiences teach us. Loss teaches us. Sometimes people don't fully appreciate a relationship until they have enough distance to see it clearly. One of the easiest traps to fall into is believing that because your ex reached out, they've already decided they want another relationship. But reaching out is only the first step. Think about it this way. Imagine someone sends you a message saying, "Hey, how have you been?" That's a conversation. It isn't a commitment. They may simply be testing the waters. They may be nervous. They may be unsure how you'll respond. Or they may have no idea what they even want yet. This is why patience is incredibly important. Instead of trying to force clarity after the first conversation, let time reveal their intentions. If they continue making an effort, if they consistently show up, if their actions match their words, that's when you begin learning what they actually want, not before. Now let's address something that can be difficult to hear. If you're watching this video because you're hoping someone comes back, I understand. Most people who have loved someone deeply have felt that hope. There's nothing wrong with hoping, but there is something dangerous about waiting. When your entire life becomes centered around whether another person reaches out, you unknowingly give away your happiness. Every day becomes a test. Every notification becomes a source of anxiety. Every month that passes feels like failure. That's not living. Ironically, the healthiest mindset is the one where you're genuinely building a life that excites you, regardless of what your ex decides. Learn new skills. Spend time with friends. Take care of your health. Pursue goals you've been putting off. Because if they eventually come back, you'll be stronger, more confident, and able to decide whether they're truly a good fit. And if they never return, you'll still have built a life you're proud of. Either way, you win. That's the mindset that protects your peace. And in the end, that peace is worth far more than spending months waiting for a single text message.